Yo, Magma Cheese, it's awesome. Let's talk about it. In this video, I'm going to talk about what exactly Magma Cheese is, why it's good, the specific tray comps to use it against, just some of the general strategy, and then I'll show you the exact squad that I'm using, which you can see right here, and then I will introduce the example videos, which will do a better job of showcasing how it actually works. So first of all, what is the Magma Cheese? Basically, it's a reliable counter to the Traya-led Sith teams that you see in Arena all the time, and especially in Territory Wars. The core of the team is Thrawn, Death Trooper, and Magma Trooper. Like I said, I'll talk a little bit about the strategy later, but basically it relies on turn meter gain from the Thrawn lead and the Magma Trooper unique. And then once you get that first kill, you use Death Trooper to death mark the rest of who's left to kill off the rest of the team, unless it's a nest. Then that gets a little trickier. But that in general, that's how it works. Why it's good? It's good because it's a reliable and effective counter against these Traya-led teams, and it's a counter that doesn't include Traya. What I like about it is that you just get really good value for a team like this to take out more powerful teams. Like this team right here, I would say it has 2 premium tunes. I'm talking about Thrawn and Death Trooper. Then the other 3 are pretty good, but not at the level of like Thrawn and Death Trooper, in my opinion. Then you can take a team like this and take out an opposing team with Traya, which probably has 4 to 5 premium tunes in it. So it's just a really good value. Another thing I like about this team is it's not an all or nothing thing, really. So basically, like, even if things go wrong, when and if they go wrong, it's you can usually kill 2 or 3 tunes of the opposing team with them. So even when things go bad, you still get some value out of it. And this is especially important for territory wars. So even if you, for whatever reason, you didn't get that first time win, you can still cripple that opposing Traya team. And finally, the thing that I want to mention about why I like this team is you can practice it in arena. And you'll see in these example videos that I'm showing, these are arena Traya teams that you can practice against to perfect your strategy for your Magma Trooper team. So that's why I like it. The team comps that to use it against, basically this is the best. It's best to use these Magma Cheese teams against the Traya-led teams. I'm talking Traya, Darth Nihilus, Scion, +2. Usually that's Sith Trooper and somebody else like Thrawn or Nest or something like that. It's not as good against the Palpatine-led teams. If you want to take on a Palpatine-led team with the Magma Cheese team, then it's usually best to bring in somebody that can also like apply like an AoE daze or something like that, which I kind of prefer to stay away from here. So basically, it's the very common the Traya-led teams that this is best against. The general strategy, like I said, I'm not going to go all the way into the nuances of the strategy. That's what these example videos are for. But basically, the idea is Thrawn is going to go first. He passes the turn to Magma. Then Magma will do his AoE. And Magma, at that point, he should have Pain applied to him. And then he can target Scion from there on out and just keep using his basic and his AoE as many times as possible. And then after that first kill is made, you use the death mark from Death Trooper to finish the rest. Of the tunes. And everybody else in here, like the Krennic and Tarkin, they're there just to help to remove turn meter while everything else is going on. So just to take a quick look individually at these different tunes, we'll look at Thrawn first and a few notes on each person. One thing you'll notice with my Thrawn is that I do have the leader ability Zeta, and I do think this helps with keeping Magma Trooper alive, especially if you have somebody, if you're going against Nest or something like that keeps countering him. I wouldn't say it's required, but it's a nice to have. And yet another thing about Thrawn is you'll want him to be fast. The other tunes in the team, they don't have to be super crazy fast, but Thrawn, you want him to be fast enough to go first in these battles. I have mine at 289, which is fast enough to outspeed most teams in Arena and especially Territory Wars. So he is somebody that you want to be fast. Oh, and the other thing that I would say about the Thrawn lead and what it provides is this maneuverability, which I use all the time, especially for my other tunes like Krennic or Tarkin, who I'm just trying to get them to spam their AoEs to remove turn meter. And so I think some stuff that I've watched on Magma Cheese and other people try it that I think that they don't use enough is the maneuverability, just to provide your team with the ability to cycle through and get to their the abilities that you actually want them to use. So don't be shy about using maneuver just to cycle through somebody's turn. Death Trooper, speed wise, he's not super fast. I have him at 208. A few things to say about him, like Terminate. Like I was saying before, the death mark is going to be critical to finish off some of the other tunes after you get the first kill. Another thing I would say about Terminate is the fact that targets defeated by Terminate can't be revived. Sometimes this comes in very handy if Scion gets his Held by Hatred off. Then you can use this to kill him and he won't be able to revive. So keep that in mind. Sometimes that, you'll definitely want to be able to use that. Another thing with Death Trooper is his basic. He can inflict daze with his basic, and so that's something to keep in mind, especially if you're going against Nest or somebody like that where they're countering all the time. It's sometimes nice to get that daze on the opponent, and it comes in really handy, and it's necessary. It's really crucial if you're trying to kill off the enemy nest at the end with the daze and the stuns, because you don't want Nest to take a turn. Otherwise, she can potentially gain all of her health back if she does get a turn, and you'll kind of see that in action in the videos as well. Okay, Magma himself. I guess the main thing with Magma that I have everything Omega there. The other thing that I wanted to show you guys, and something you could consider too, is this the arrow. I actually gave him an accuracy arrow as opposed to speed. It does have some decent secondary speed, but like I don't want, like, it's important that my Magma Trooper is hitting Scion, and I don't want him to be dodging left and right, and so it's so just something to consider going forward for you as well. I think that has helped me out with my Magma Trooper. Other than that, it's he's 192 speed, so nothing too crazy with the speed mods with him. Okay, so then the other two are kind of people pick and choose different tunes to fill in these other two spots. I like Krennic and Tarkin because they really help with the turn meter removal. For Tarkin, his main thing that he's here for is this ultimate firepower, where he has 100% chance to remove 50% turn meter from enemies, and this is not something you'll want to save for some big grand finale here. You want to use this right away and keep using it over and over whenever it comes up. This ability is here to remove turn meter, not to do damage. And then also intimidation tactics. I will also use that along with the maneuver ability from Thrawn's lead, just to cycle him through his turns as fast as possible to get him back to ultimate firepower. Krennic, kind of the same thing here. The main reason that he's here is for this Death Trooper assault, which is going to have a decent chance to apply stagger to the enemy tunes. And I keep using this over and over as much as possible. One thing to consider with this ability is who you are targeting. When you use the ability, it's best to target whichever the opponent tune has the most turn meter or you feel like is the biggest threat, because the idea is that you would hit them with stagger, then Death Trooper would come in with the assist right away and remove all their turn meter. So those are the things to consider with Krennic.